Hey, we're talking about San Antonio Pets Alive. Up next on Geek Out SA. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Welcome back to Geek Out SA. It's Friday and we're having fun. And today, like I said, we're talking about San Antonio Pets Alive. And we're here with Dezzy.
Hi.
And you've been on the show before, and it was a long time ago.
I think it was when you first
started. Yeah.
I was in my old bedroom at my grandmother's house too at the time in that horrible lighting because I had this chandelier and it blocked like all of the light that would come in. But that was
and then we had a horrible connection everywhere.
That was when you were still doing the Google Hangouts, right?
Yeah. We were doing the Google Hangouts back then.
Goodness.
But yeah, it's been
and
a
it was
while.
one of y'all's first shows too, I think.
Yeah, I think it was like the second or third one, something like that.
Yeah.
I think I was, 19? So that was 6 years ago?
Oh, wow. Has it
yeah.
been that long? Okay, we're going to move on.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about... We're not going to talk about that anymore.
Wow. No, but thanks for coming because we've been trying to get a cosplayer here for a long time. Now, I know you don't do that a whole lot, but we don't get a lot of people in costume that come on here, or when they do. I remember when we had you as a guest, you were like one of the best cosplay guests that we had on there because you knew what you were talking about.
I still do, and my skills have improved since, especially since for 2 years I did fashion design, so I picked up a lot of new skills.
Very nice.
Unfortunately, with how cosplay has changed, one of the pros, at least with social media becoming a huge part of it, is that people are actually sharing their knowledge versus, when I first started 9 years ago doing panels, a lot of people were still very I'm not going to tell you my secret. I'm not going to tell you what machine foot I use or what machine I buy. And now, sure, people are still doing that through a paywall, but at least, it's there.
Yeah.
Versus you had to go to a convention to usually get this information, or you would have a really bad DeviantArt tutorial. Where just the pictures all collaged.
Yeah.
You'd have to read the text that was in the description or read the text that was over it. Oh my gosh.
Well, on YouTube before, you couldn't there wasn't a lot of how-tos back 6 or 7 years ago. Like there are now.
Right,
There's a lot more how-tos now.
Oh yeah, people are making good money off of it too.
Yeah,
everything from makeup to the people who do the really bad life hacks.
Yeah.
The ones that are...
McKenna is on. He says, "Hi folks, hi Dezzy. I remember that episode."
Yeah, I bet.
And
it makes me feel old. I had no ink, no piercings, and I wasn't even old enough to drink.
No.
Yeah, no, you were very little back then. You were very young.
Tack Redfield says, "Dezzy looks amazing." Yes. What is this costume that you're wearing today?
It's Juvia Loxker from Fairy Tale, since her main thing is water and rain. It's raining outside,
so that makes a lot of sense.
It hasn't been nice out there at all today.
No.
And it was pretty yesterday.
It was super nice yesterday.
Nice today.
And then tonight I got home and I crawled under the covers and he was like, "We have to do this show." And I was like, "No, raining, no covers." And he's like, "No, get up,
hot chocolate and Netflix and cookie."
I was like, "I've got to go sleepy time."
Fortunately, though, with my costumes, I have so many that are done that I can just usually pull one and okay, I'll do this last minute.
Right.
So how many costumes have you accumulated?
That face should tell you too much.
Told you that is.
Let me count. How many?
I'll leave it as I have so many supplies that my living room. It's not a living room. It's a craft room with my work line, and then my grandmother's house. Her spare room is my storage room.
Oh, wow.
She lives very minimalistically, so it doesn't bother her. She insisted, because it was driving her crazy, that I tried to cram everything into, one room.
Uh-huh.
And she's like, I have a spare room. I only use like, she just uses a little portion of her house, so she's like, just use it. Mm-hmm. It'll make you happier, it'll make your husband happier, and it'll make me happier, because it was driving her bananas.
So what are some of your favorite things to cosplay?
Now it's been corseted ball gowns, and that's because I love making them. And historical pieces are my favorite thing to sew. They're just so soothing for me, like to try and even talk to my clients too, because I kind of educate them on the materials that were used, and they're just like, whoa, I'm like, it just makes me so happy.
Well, good. I'm glad she said that, because now that I can walk again, we're going to go to the Ren Fair, and I need a skirt.
Oh, Ren Fair is fun. Haven't started this costume because I want it to be perfect. It's basically my take on Lyanna Stark from Game of Thrones, because I love Game of Thrones. I will just like listen to the lore videos all day while working, while cleaning, or whatever. Even while doing homework, I'll just be listening to it.
It's been like killing me that it's not on yet.
Soon.
It's coming.
It's
but
coming.
Then 2 years has kind of passed by faster than.
It's just a long time, though.
It seems like we just saw it, and then yet it seems like it's been a really long time at the same time. It's this weird thing, right?
Like Rick and Morty, too. That summer, right after Game of Thrones, was like, they're like, okay, it'll be like 2 years or longer, and we're still waiting for it.
You're like, 2 years? Why? Why are you doing this to us?
And we have Brian from BV3D saying howdy, everybody.
Howdy,
Brian. How are you doing? Dank Waffles 69 says yeet.
Yeet.
Dragon's Lair
That's probably
says
one of my
yeet.
Those are my kids. Those are my kids. Hi, guys. Those are my kids.
Hi, guys. How's it going?
Guys.
I still don't understand what yeet is. I'm a very old young person.
What's yeet?
I don't. It's some kind of Vine something, and this guy came in and yelled yeet and threw something at somebody. I don't know. They were trying to explain it to me, and I was like, "Yeah, that sounds like stupid teenage stuff that you watch."
Vine doesn't even exist anymore.
Well, it's something. It's some short video or something.
TikTok or something.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Oh God, they watch
so
those things.
ancient, and I'm not.
You're like, and I'm not. But you are. Compared to when
it's
we
like
knew
these
you.
kids and their lingo. What is on fleek?
Well, what about Big Chungus? That's the new one. Yeah.
Big Chungus.
Chungus. We're gonna do a video. We're gonna do a parody video. I told Vincent this is my idea. I'm gonna take that song Big Papa from Notorious B.I.G.
Oh my goodness.
But I'm gonna turn it into I like it when you call me Big Chungus, and it's like a big fat Bugs Bunny.
Oh, it's that thing.
Yeah. And they pretended that it was a video game, and then these parents thought it was an actual video game, and they went to GameStop and tried to buy it, and then it went viral because the GameStop employees thought it was really funny, and they were making fun of these parents because they're old.
Basically, the Big Chungus has replaced the Battletoads at GameStop for its #1 game request.
But it's not a real game.
I know.
That's quite hilarious.
He's the new Ugandan Knuckles. So.
Dank Waffles says yeet equals throw.
Okay.
So you throw something at somebody and you say
yeet.
So now, hashtag old people problems. Like, no, we don't know.
On yeet. So thank you for doing that for us.
Yell that when I throw like a chancla at someone. Just
yeet.
Yeet. With a chancla.
Yeet. Chancla.
And even that is old. It's 2008
when it first came out. So it's been recycled. Yeah. My resolution is to bring the 80s back. So I've still got to work on that. I'm going to try to bring.
I mean, it's slowly happening. Anyway, people are obsessed with David Bowie again and Labyrinth and all that. It makes its way full circle. Just gotta wait for the ridiculous amount of hairspray to come back.
Yes.
And another hole in the ozone.
I mean, we were starting to fix it, so it's time to mess it up again. Let's just.
We're being generous on starting to fix it.
Talking about being generous. We're actually here to talk about San Antonio Pets Alive. So what is San Antonio Pets Alive?
San Antonio Pets Alive is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. They save animals from euthanasia from the city shelter. So with their help, the San Antonio live release rate has gone from 30-something% from 2007. That was the live release rate. So that meant only 30% of the animals that came in were adopted out, returned to the owner, or pulled by a rescue or foster, to 96%. So we're now at 4% of animals that come in are unfortunately euthanized, whether it be for medical or space. But San Antonio Pets Alive has really dented that, especially since them and Austin Pets Alive are the only ones in the whole state of Texas that has a parvo ward.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
So they'll take parvo puppies that the Humane Society turns down. If you go to San Antonio Humane Society and they test positive for parvo, they're not going to take that puppy.
Well, it's just too dangerous to all the other animals.
Parvo lives for a year.
Yeah. Yeah. It's too dangerous, so.
So when you're
Hi,
doing
David.
that, what is there's actually an event that's happening this
Yes.
weekend. So can you tell us a little bit more about what's happening this weekend?
So the event is called Positive Ink. So it combines two things that people like, tattoos and puppies. We're going to have adoptions on
But
site.
not tattooing your puppy.
Without
No.
tattooing your puppy. They'll only do that like at the spay-neuter surgery to indicate that they're fixed.
Yeah.
And even then, not all vets do that.
Yeah, don't try to tattoo your puppy. It's to tattoo you and to do things nice for puppies. Just
Oh,
to
yeah.
clarify for
Just-
people.
Yeah, I can see where some people would be like, what?
Yeah.
Just, you know,
We're going to start getting all these hate comments.
you know,
That's not
PETA's going
okay.
to come on you for it.
What if
Tattoo.
the puppy really wants a
It's
tattoo?
a really hardcore puppy.
It's been through some things and needs therapy.
And what's the puppy age that allows them to be legal to get a?
If they have
Get a
parental
tattoo.
consent, the puppies can get the consent. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Sorry, we derailed. That was all my fault. Go ahead, Dezzy.
Oh no, that was hilarious. So we're having flash tattoos. So they're already pre-designed. They're from my little book right here. So there's some of
I'll
them.
hold
If
them
you
up
could.
while you talk
Thank
about them.
you. And they're simple, so they're $25, which isn't bad for the 100% disposable everything
Uh-huh.
on the tattoo. And then the next set is
So cute.
$60. So they're little dog heads. They're about palm size, and
Oh, that's cute.
a
These
lot
are
of people really, really want them because some of them look exactly like
Like
their
their
dog.
Like
Dogs.
a dog, yeah.
Oh, and she has
And
quite
they're
a
only
fit of
$60, so if you can't afford a $500
And
pet
they're like
portrait,
just the outlines, the line
it's
drawings.
not
of
just
No,
it.
the
the
no,
$60 one
it's
is
the $60.
it's
you-
two
it's
colors
got
total.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah. Depth and
So
Very
it's
cool.
still
yeah, these are cool.
pretty decent, especially
Mhm.
if you're a first time, you know.
If you
person.
could, they pay extra to add their pet's name.
Yep.
Like, oh, okay.
And even then, it's only a modest $5.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nothing too crazy on your wallet. And a portion of that proceeds goes to San Antonio Pets Alive to send dogs up north to their new forever home. We have
Okay.
too many animals here, and the shelters
Always
up
have,
north
yeah.
have waiting lists for the city
Huh.
shelters.
We have always had a problem with having too many animals that are abandoned. So it's nice to
Mm-hmm. Oh,
see
yeah.
that they're taking them to
There's-
other places to get a home.
Because unfortunately, San
nice.
Antonio has a huge issue with dog fighting and backyard breeders. I'm not sure if anyone saw in the local news recently about the guy who was selling puppies out of his car that was and they were like really sick,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and
I did
people
see
do
that.
that
We
constantly here. You'll go to like Facebook and you'll see.
we were just
Selling
researching that
huskies.
because our dog passed away from cancer, and so
Oh.
we were talking about maybe getting another pet, but we're gone a lot, so we didn't want to maybe subject
Yeah.
them to that. But we almost kind of gave in, and we were looking into it a little bit, and we saw a lot of that. A lot of people like selling sick animals, having like these puppy mills and stuff here in San Antonio,
yeah,
like not
it's-
taking care of their dogs. So yeah,
It's awful. Part of it's just, you know, the culture here. I know, like, for example, our family, you know, they're from Mexico. So, like, a part of that culture in a predominantly Hispanic city, it's like, oh, it's okay, my dog, you know, they can be outside their whole life. Or, hey, we can give them free roam around the neighborhood as long as they don't bite anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Or fixing them, you know, reduces their personality, or them being intact reduces their sentimental value. I don't fully understand.
yeah, I've never got
But-
that either.
I've noticed that it's kind of like a Hispanic thing. Because when I was up in Denver, which is predominantly Caucasian, it's just not there.
Mm-hmm.
People are more like getting their animals fixed. They don't leave them out. I never saw a stray dog when I lived in Colorado. Some feral cats, but never a stray dog.
Yeah,
So
and the feral cats are a big problem here in San Antonio.
Oh, yeah.
Is San Antonio Pets Alive? No, it's another
Feral Cat Coalition.
Yes, where you can capture the cats and then you take them and they'll actually get them like spay and neuter for you, but then you can put them back out in the environment.
Aren't they like feral cats like the helpful to the
They
environment?
are helpful, but you still want to spay and neuter them so that they're not like...
Because they'll keep breeding and breeding and breeding, and it won't stop.
Yeah. So that's why they will spay or neuter them and then let you put them back out in the environment, because they are good for the environment, but they just need to be spayed or neutered.
They mostly get rid of pests and deter possums, raccoons from getting in your trash because they're pretty territorial.
Yeah.
We actually ended up with one of those feral cats, and you can indicate them by the notch that they clip on their ear.
Yeah.
During a freeze last year, we were like, we've been hearing something under our house, and we were suspecting it was a cat. So we set up a little makeshift, sanctuary so it can come in, get some food, and stay warm in case we were asleep and we couldn't bring it in. So heard the box rustle, came inside, brought him in, and he's been with us since.
Oh,
And
really?
He's like a Maine Coon or a Siberian. He's a really gorgeous, beautiful cat.
Ooh, Maine Coons are beautiful, yeah.
And
They
we
are.
call him Mr. Kitty. We thought he was a girl at first, but it's Mr. Kitty.
Goggles. No,
I got, yeah,
he's from NAF.
Yeah,
Hi,
it's goggles. He was trying to get us to say something about
Well,
it.
say something to
read the
Goggles.
comments.
Hi, baby.
Hi, Goggles.
I hope you're doing
How's
good
it
at
going?
school. Well,
And-
you foster animals, is that correct?
Yes, in about a year and a half, about 130, and this includes everything from
130. Did you hear what she just said? 130 animals she's fostered.
In how long?
about a year and a half,
About
I
a
would
year and
say.
a half.
A lot of.
That's a lot of animals.
Animals.
I've literally brought animals into the world because of the foster program, so I've handled from that level newborn to hospice cases that were just gonna die.
Yeah.
And
that's
the
kind
depressing
of
part.
That's
hard.
That's
hard.
hard. Mm-hmm.
But it's
a
better.
short amount of time. You don't get as attached to the.
I get attached to a lot of them,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you have to do what's best for them. It's like fostering children, so to say.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, and that's hard for them because they go through things when it's the end of their life, too. Like our dog had noticeable changes and behaviors and sadnesses when she, when her cancer finally got to be so bad for her. So it's nice that there are people out there like you that are kind of helping these little animals in these hard times.
And most recently, our dog we've had since I was 12 just got diagnosed with cancer, as well as one of my former fosters also has terminal cancer now. So I got the update about that, I think 2 days ago. But he's had the last year after his previous owner refused to take him back when they saw the shape he was in. He's been spoiled with massages and getting his lipomas removed, which are just fat tumors. So like all the fat tissue just forms a ball.
Yeah.
So it doesn't hurt them, but it was just to make him more comfortable. And he doesn't eat kibble. They order like the human grade dog food that you could eat and be fine for him.
Wow.
We need to order some of that for the zombie apocalypse.
Yes.
I'm just saying. Just in case.
Just in case.
Just in case.
Well, it's only like good for a couple days without refrigeration. So that's the issue.
Darn.
Dog kibble
Downside.
might be better.
I'll eat some dog kibble. Don't get me wrong.
Well,
Not on
in
a
the
regular
zombie
basis, but
apocalypse,
in
yeah,
the zombie
we're
gonna-
apocalypse,
In the apocalypse,
I
you
will
kinda
eat
gotta
the
do
dog
it.
kibble. So where is this event gonna happen?
It's going to be at all 3 locations for Night Owl Tattoo Studio. So the one off Highway 90, that's the one closest to Lackland. So if you're military, you just call and we'll actually pick you up for free.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Very cool.
And then there's the Fredericksburg Road location. It's right across the street from Deco Pizzeria
Oh,
in the Deco
love-
district.
I
I
love,
love that place. Yep.
pizzeria. Yeah, really good.
And then the McCullough location where I'll be at and working, it's closer to downtown, just a little bit north of the St. Mary's Strip.
And what are the
There's
times?
a vintage game store right around there too.
Okay.
Noon to 7 is when we'll actually be doing like the special, but I believe the shops close at 9
Okay.
or until it's completely dead and you don't have time to tattoo anyone.
Right.
So, for people that may watch us, like, what are the ages to, what are all the rules for getting a tattoo over there?
So in the state of Texas, you have to be 18 years or older. you cannot get parental consent. They kind of got rid of that law for some reason. So don't try to, like, come in with a fake ID either, because let's say your parent finds out, they can actually press charges on the artist, and the artist would be registered as a sex offender. Like,
oh, wow.
On the same level of, like, someone who pees out on the side of the road, you know, that sort of level, not the major.
Right.
But that's still enough to really hinder their life.
Yeah.
So don't be that person.
Yeah, just wait until you're 18. You can wait.
Yeah,
You'll probably change your mind by the time you're 18 anyway. So you
I
should
know I
probably
did.
wait. Like I'm not opposed to tattoos. Like as anybody knows, like my students know too. I have a huge tattoo, from ankle to knee practically on my right leg, and I may be getting another one on Sunday.
Just let me know when you want to come in.
And but yeah, your tastes change, you know, and as you grow, and I think something that you're going to have permanently, you want to kind of think about it and make sure that that's really what you want. Yeah, you can go get it scrubbed, or you can go get changes made to it to make it different, and like turn somebody's name into something.
You invest more money that you didn't need
My producer.
to.
And so I think just waiting till you're 18 and then not messing up somebody else's life by pretending that you're 18 are good ideas.
Like, I know personally, I'll refuse anyone who isn't older than 25, like, hand, knuckles, and face. Because you don't know where life is going to take you fully, and that can completely ruin everything for you, unfortunately.
I mean, tattoos are a little more accepted now, but, like, when you get it in those places, it's where it's, like, obvious that...
Oh, yeah. They're harder to cover up, and, like, even in the military, you can't have anything in your neck, from what I understand. Your neck or your hands or your face. So that could cost you if you decide, hey, I want to be in the military. You won't be accepted.
And as an educator, it used to be more frowned on. It's starting to become a little more acceptable. Kind of depends on, like, who your administration is and how they feel about it. But they definitely don't want you to have face and neck tattoos.
Is located.
And for the most part, you're asked to, like, hide it too, unless, like, even then, if you're a gym teacher, I've still seen them, like, you know.
Well, my school is predominantly military, so a lot of the military personnel have tattoos. So the principal just told me that I could, you know, because I wear dresses and skirts to work to try to model professional dress. But I do have my tattoo out. And she said, let's try it and see if the parents have a problem. They'll let us know, and then we'll ask you to cover it, because I have a sleeve for it just in case. And nobody had a problem with it, so it's been 2 years, and it's out, and the kids don't really
before
pay
you got
attention.
the sleeve, you used to, like, wrap it with an ace bandage.
I used to wrap it with an ace bandage, and the kids would ask me what happened, and I'd tell them, like, I got mauled by a bear, or there was a shark attack or something. And they'd believe me for a few seconds, so that was fun. I was like, oh, yeah.
After a while, it gets suspicious if you have a shark attack every month.
Yeah. Luckily, I didn't wear skirts a lot, because the long skirts were in fashion, so then I didn't have to wrap it when I had a long skirt on, but...
I always went to Catholic school, so it's still very strict on what teachers, like, have to wear.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So that's my impression, because that's all I've known, other than, like, college, where it's just like, okay.
In college, you wear your pajamas. And
It's all good.
So I have another question, if you don't mind, Vince. I'm snagging a bunch of questions.
Get it.
Okay.
Go for it.
So you do cosplay.
Yes.
And you rescue pets. Please tell me that there are costumes for the pets.
Yes.
Yes, pet costumes.
Usually if someone asks, which isn't often, unfortunately, but I've made them for my husky.
I just saw on TV, on TLC, this man on this show called 90 Day Fiancé. Have you seen that?
I don't watch
have
TV.
you seen you don't watch TV?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, y'all are the Netflix generation. I forgot.
Yep.
I forgot. So there's this thing called TV, and you can get cable channels on it, and you watch shows, like, on a weekly basis instead of everything all in one day. It's weird, I know, but it's what old people do. And so when we do it, they give us commercials for the shows, and it's this guy, and he ordered, like, a fiancé from another country. That's what this show is about.
Fun.
But he loves to dress his cats. So he has little dresses for his cats, and he dresses them in little dresses, and he fixes their hair, and it's really kind of adorable, but he's really a dork. But I used to dress my dog as a boxer, and I dressed her all the time. She had a Christmas dress.
Oh, I love boxers. They're so goofy.
She had a Halloween pumpkin outfit, and she had a sweater for winter.
So my mom had actually bought a sushi roll costume for my cat, and it came with a hat.
Yes.
So it was a little sushi roll. So I would put it like on the dogs if they misbehaved, and it's like the sushi had a shame. And sometimes they would look either really guilty or like, I actually like this. This is
I like
great.
my hat.
You know which costume I really liked on Akira was that red Christmas dress that we got for her.
Yeah.
That was
She
really
had
cool.
her pretty dress, and she would walk around with her dress. She felt pretty in that dress.
But when I do certain events, though, I'll have like a section of just dog tutus to sell. They're so cute.
So if someone isn't able or doesn't really want to do tattoos or anything, how can they help with SA Pets Alive?
There's going to be donation jars at all 3 locations if you just want to stop by and donate.
Okay.
And if you want to do something a little more, you can either adopt a pet. If you're looking, they're going to have them at the Fredericksburg Road location. To my knowledge, it's just going to be dogs because cats don't really do well at outside adoption events. Weather permitting, of course.
Right.
Because even though there's an overhang, unfortunately, the dogs, we don't want to make them uncomfortable in any way, shape, or form. But there will also be puppies if you're not an old dog person like myself. Because I love old dogs. They make me happy.
They're potty trained. It's a thing.
They're potty trained. They're lazy. They let me know when the mailman's right outside.
That all sounds good.
And then we're also going to be doing a raffle for a $250 tattoo if you bring in $25 worth of pet food, preferably with the receipt. And that's mostly just for record keeping on both our end and Sappa's, because sometimes they prefer new dog food versus one that could potentially be tampered.
Well,
You know, think of like the Halloween candy sort of scenarios that people get paranoid about. So for every $25 worth of food, it's 1 entry ticket for the raffle. Oh. And second prize, the Aztec Theater graciously gave us some tickets for Extreme Midget Wrestling. That'll be there on the 16th. So it'll be a 4-pack. I know they're very different things.
I didn't even know that was a thing, but okay.
I mean, WWE is still a thing, and wrestling's become a much, much more popular. I'm a big wrestling fan, for people who don't know.
I didn't know that.
I'm a huge wrestling fan. Every time
I was big in the 80s.
I was going to say the last wrestler I saw was like the Von Erichs, so that tells you how old I am.
Well, the thing is, the Von Erichs do still wrestle, not those guys, because
they're
obviously
old.
They're 50.
No,
well,
they're old.
They've all passed away, I think. Yeah, actually, they all have.
Only one is still alive, to my knowledge, but the rest of them have these weird, tragic, freakish deaths. That's like a whole...
Yeah,
the Von Erich curse, as they call
it.
But like the sons, grandsons, whatever, they still wrestle out here too. But every time there's a WWE event, I buy tickets and I go.
Really?
Yeah.
So who's your favorite?
AJ Styles. He used to wrestle in TNA.
Yeah, TNA.
But now he's one of the poster boys for the WWE, which, like, considering like the contempt that they had for TNA as a promotion, now called Impact Wrestling. You would have never anticipated that the face of that company would be the new face of WWE at about, I think he's 41 too. And he's still flying like he did in his 20s. It's amazing.
How funny.
I think my favorite became Rowdy Piper.
I knew you were going to say that was your favorite. Rowdy Piper.
But only because I didn't like him when I watched him. I liked him after I saw him in They Live.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And who was it? Was it Hacksaw Jim Duggett?
He's really sweet. He goes to the Texas cons all the time.
Does he?
He's super sweet. But if you liked Rowdy Piper, Ronda Rousey is now basically cosplaying him for.
Oh really?
Are you
for him? Yeah, for her gimmick. So she's Rowdy
Wow.
Ronda Rousey, and it's
no way.
yeah.
Okay, I'm
and
gonna have
she
to look
comes
that
out
up
to
too. That's
the
hilarious.
music to Bad Reputation, and all I can think about is this is when Shrek and Donkey are wrestling.
Yeah.
In the first Shrek movie, and I can't take her serious.
Jaber Video says, "Hey, Geek Out SA." I was like, "Hey, Jay, how's it going? We're actually going to maybe see you tomorrow, weather depending. I don't know if it's going to be raining or not, but we'll see what's happening with
It's
that."
Texas.
I mean,
you never
who knows?
The
It could be a
playoffs
super nice
tomorrow,
day.
so it better be between playoff games. I'm just saying. Or you're coming to my house and we're filming in the backyard.
Yeah.
During halftime.
As long as there's barbecue, right?
Yep. Yeah. Hey, I'll do it.
We'll do that.
I have a football problem.
It's okay. My dad does too. So every Saturday, he's like, "Oh, you can feed your husband. Just bring him here, and you can do some stuff here, and there'll be barbecue." Because I don't cook red meat. I just don't really. I'm not a big fan of it.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me sick. But my husband loves red meat. So my dad will just barbecue crazy for him.
Very nice. Very nice. So let's go get more into your Ink Geek Atelier.
Atelier.
I got it.
Atelier. No,
Sort
you
of.
didn't. No, we're gonna go with
You're
that.
getting there.
Atelier.
Atelier.
Just don't say it. Just
I'm
point at
not gonna
Dezzy and let her
it,
say
okay.
it.
It's all good.
Ink Geek.
Atelier.
Yeah, there we go.
That was good.
So that's you have like an Etsy store, right?
Yes, I've
And-
had it since 2012, since I graduated high school.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
And what are some of the things? Because I actually saw that you have plushies on there too, right?
Yes, I still sell the Karibos.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if y'all remember, that would be like my staple thing I would bring every event. And I still sell them, and it's because apparently I'm the only person who sells them.
Wow.
Oh really?
Yeah, I've searched on Google when I was trying to do my pricing, because I felt I felt $10 was too much, because I thought someone else was probably making them for less. And no, I'm the only one that made them. So I still sell them like crazy. I hate them now because I make so many. Especially in December, I'll make like 20 of those guys.
Wow.
Wow.
Time to make the price go higher. No.
If the cost of the materials keeps going up,
Yeah.
unfortunately,
You're gonna
I
have to, yeah.
Because Etsy fees have gone up. Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, there was a big boycott Etsy movement for that, because they've decided to take a percentage out of our shipping fee too.
Yeah, they've gone the eBay method.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's still the lowest, but it still takes a chunk when you're a small individual who's completely reliant on people wanting to pay for something handmade versus going to Walmart or going to buy like a costume out of China.
Yeah.
Don't support sweatshop work. It's awful. It won't last long. And these people are paid pennies for grueling work.
So what are some of the costumes that you're able to make?
Pretty much anything, to be completely honest. It changes every year. So for 1 year, I just had nothing but like historical commissions come in.
Mm-hmm.
And then this past summer, I called it the summer of spandex, because it was just swimsuits and spandex costumes.
Really?
That I was doing, yeah.
Well, a lot of Overwatch stuff. Overwatch has been really big.
One of my most popular items is a Soldier 76 wig that I sell on my Etsy store.
Wow.
So you sell the wigs as well?
Mm-hmm. If the customer asks, I'll give them a wig head and ship it in a large box. Sometimes they don't want to spend the $20 in shipping because it's a huge box, so they're charged more in postage. So I can understand, but it's like I can't guarantee
you style
it's
it
fine.
for them, right?
Yeah, but I can't guarantee that the style will stay if it's squished in a smaller box.
Right.
I remember you used to do a lot of wig tutorials at
I did
different
a lot
conventions.
of panels. I've mostly been focusing on doing them at libraries more, because some conventions, they're getting really weird about their policies of you have to do so many, and then they cut you off before you can get a complimentary badge, and I hate that so much. Because I always see it as we're providing them a service, because people don't come to conventions if there's no panels.
Yeah.
Let's face it. And with the public library systems too, it's free, so people don't have to spend $40 to $80 on a badge to go and learn something. YouTube has kind of been difficult just because while I know how to edit and record them, it's hard to do it as an individual, because I feel like I can't get certain angles correctly and all that fun stuff. And I feel like a GoPro would just be so clunky while I'm working on things.
Yeah.
But over the summer, we did it with the Encino Library, so I'm going to talk to them again. The biggest issue is, of course, cost for them.
Yeah.
Because I don't ask to be paid. I just ask for if they can cover some of the supplies.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, like my grandmother and my mother, like, you should charge for that. And it's like, well, I want to give back to my community as much as I can, because not enough people do, especially, like, with Patreon the way it is. All these cosplayers are putting everything behind paywall after paywall, and it's like, just help people out. Those, especially your high school age.
That's what I was just thinking. Like, all of my
foot.
junior high kids, they really want. I have a big group now that it's kind of more acceptable for us to be out in the open. So I have a lot of them that would love to learn how to do these types of things, but it's not as accessible for them. And some of them, like, you can, it's funny because their generation watches stuff on YouTube, but they don't necessarily know how to watch tutorials on YouTube and then follow the directions. Sometimes they need to, like, be there. Or sometimes they don't know
how to search on YouTube.
Yeah. It's because
they
a lot
need to
of
be
people,
there in person.
You know, with crafting especially, you can learn in the theory by watching, but you need to actually apply it and practice it.
Yeah.
And if you don't have someone there to guide you, it's a lot harder. And I don't know about other people, but I'm a very kinesthetic learner. If I don't do it, I don't learn.
A lot of people are like that too. They just need to be there and
especially
try
with,
it. And
we had a lot of high schoolers and a couple of, like, middle schoolers that came to our classes, and they can't afford, obviously, to do those paywalls on Patreon.
Right.
They can barely even afford to, you know, actually go and cosplay. They're dependent on whatever they get from their parents. So I love doing them for free. Usually if someone asks, I'll be there.
That was one of the other things that I used to really like was the cosplay on a dime.
Oh, yeah, my budgeting panels, because I was in high school.
Yes,
yeah.
So you knew the struggle.
I knew the struggle. I started cosplaying when I was 14, so my allowance was only $20. And then it went to $25, and that was still all I got.
Yeah.
So I had to make all my costumes on, like, $20 at most a month. And save for the convention and my food, because my mom would only cover so much. And I mean, I understand there's 3 kids total she has to take care of.
Right.
You know, I completely understand. But it's just, if you don't know how to thrift and to upcycle and what to look for, it's so hard. Even as an adult, you hit those rough patches and cons coming up, and you have to decide.
Like,
because
can
we
I
would
really
hit
do
like
this? Or
the thrift stores, and you would put together some awesome
thanks.
costumes for the kids.
Well, yeah. So
and even for me, sometimes
we had 3 kids, and so sometimes we would go somewhere, and then Vince would need a costume, and I would need a costume, and the 3 kids would want something, and then of course everybody would tell me at the last minute who they wanted to be or whatever.
Oh, yeah. And then with kids too, because they grow. I had that problem when my sister was doing conventions with me for a little bit before she was starting to be a pain in my neck. She had just turned 10, so.
Oh yeah, that's a fun age.
She was right there. And she would outgrow them so quickly, because the joke goes that she's been taller than me since she was like 8.
Oh.
She's actually pretty tall. I think she's like 5'6", and I'm only like 4'11" or 5.
Oh wow. You're like, that's fine because it takes less material to make my things.
Oh yes. That's what I
So again, can we go ahead and go over like when this is happening and the locations, so we can get people out there and support San Antonio Pets Alive?
So it's going to be this Sunday from noon to 7 p.m. It could go on a little longer if you've ever been to a tattoo shop. Our hours are usually flexible, especially for clothes. And the adoptions will be at the Fredericksburg Road location of Night Owl Tattoos. So they'll have the pets out there, the adoption coordinator. And then the McCullough location, I'll be there. Please come to me, because I'm awesome. And I'm also the only female artist. I use vegan tattoo ink, single-use cartridges. Everything I do is awesome. And I have pet-proof aftercare. I'm the only one that uses it. I don't know why. And we have one more location at Highway 90. So it's right by the military base. You just call. Even if you want to go to like the McCullough or the Fredericksburg shop, if you're military, we'll just pick you up. And if we have it, you get a shirt too.
Oh,
Very nice. Very nice.
Very nice.
Well, Dezzy, thank you for coming. I really appreciate it, and glad to have you back again because you've always been such a great guest. But thanks for watching us, guys. I'm Vince.
I'm Colleen.
And I'm Dezzy.
And that's Stuart over there.
Geek out, SA. See you later, guys.